rights and issues related to stigma and discrimination. As I conclude, I call on all stakeholders and partners, including the civil society, to continue supporting the ministry as we continue with our concerted efforts in fighting TB disease and working towards ending TB by 2030 as per the SDGs. I wish to call upon all healthcare providers not to relent in combating this disease. Pimwa TB, tibiwa ishipoa. Thank you for and on behalf of Senator Mutahi Kagwe. It's now my humble pleasure to invite His Excellency, the Governor of Machakos, to give his remarks. Your Excellency, welcome.
Ukudekeza kama mtoto, furaha unafurahia, nafogeuka moto, machozi umelia, mama munene.
Hi, we can be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to Machakos today. I'm very glad to see the representatives from different organizations that are here after my speech. We will get a response from the USAID and also from the World WHO, who will also tell us what they think of what we've done so far as our guests. We're ready to listen first, and then we'll give us a response of what is going on at the very end. My speech is entitled Poverty, Politics, and Health. And it has three main points. And one is celebration of today as the World TB Day. The second one is development factors that have everything to do with TB. And lastly is a short discussion whether our politicians have TB of the brain by their behavior and the way they are doing their things. Today, as we celebrate this very important day, we are not only celebrating about finding treatment for tuberculosis, but talking about finding treatment for preventive diseases from all over the world. I listened keenly to the young lady who is a survivor of tuberculosis talking about her experiences. Think about many years ago when it was used to be called consumption. If you got TB, you died. Today we are told that TB in a TIBA. You get tuberculosis, you are treated, you are healed, which is a big advancement. We need people to be educated about tuberculosis. It is not a death sentence. Advocacy and our care has been critical, especially in ensuring that our people are getting treated. But it has been centered in the big cities, so we need to devolve, like what we have done in Machakos, further to the ground. Treatment of diseases is critical, and especially of tuberculosis and other infectious diseases. We've woken up, and we're woken up as a world, and especially as a country, with COVID. We realize that we have to set our structures in place so that we are not going overseas, so that we actually get treated here in our country, so we can get good quality treatment in our country. You see, in Machakos, for example, we have heavily invested in healthcare. I can proudly say, and without any fear of contradiction, I see Kuringa, that we have the best health services of any county in the Republic of Kenya. We have ambulances that are in every location, over 100 ambulances that pick you within 5 to 6 minutes and bring you to hospital and get you treated. We have community hospitals, we've got health centers, we've got doctors who are motivated and healthcare workers who are motivated, who are working in Machakos to provide good quality healthcare. We have universal healthcare that we are running here in Machakos, even after the pilot period, whereby we even have the Machakos Cancer Center. There's no other cancer center run by a county in the country. I think there are only two in the country right now, national ones. There's Nairobi and Machakos. And ours is 100% free. So we are doing these things because we care about people. And I've heavily invested in healthcare because that is the way to do it, and we'll continue doing it. Now, on my second point is about the other factors that really ensure that we treat people properly. And these factors are basically political. It's about the political will. It's about us politicians and leaders being able to make a decision. We're talking about funding, international funding of 15% towards healthcare. You know, Kenya, we've been oscillating about, I think the maximum is 9%, I've been told. Currently, we are at 7.what%? 7.6%. It's a big joke. We have to move it to 15% or even more because everything is related to healthcare. But you see, there are other factors that also contribute to proper healthcare. And some of those are things like investment in food security. If you're hungry, then your body is susceptible to diseases. I'm very proud today to stand here as a governor of Machakos to say that Machakos is no longer in the list of counties that are receiving food relief. Why? Because we have undertaken measures. I bought tractors for every ward. We gave free seed, free chicken, subsidized fertilizer. Today, people of Machakos do not have the shame of being given molio, food relief, food, because we can sustain if we have the right political and right leadership stages that are taken. Hygiene has a lot to do with it. Access to water, for example. The other day, during one of the Azimio rallies, I had to say Azimio somewhere, we launched with my fellow governors of these regions my 671 new borehole that I have talked about, how they used to walk for 10 hours to get water. They leave in the morning, they come late in the afternoon, tired, you know, to carry one jerrycan, to go very far. Now they have water outside their doorstep. Now they have water just 100 meters from them. We've revolutionized, together with the dams, 691 dams and ponds and weirs across this county of Machakos that have really revolutionized our people. Because it is about leadership that changes, because all these factors affect healthcare. And then there's the issue of empowerment of women, because once you empower mothers, then you know that the community is empowered and everything is able to move properly. Infrastructure, the roads we build, the opening up of places. So political goodwill is very important in fighting diseases of health. And so it is critical that you do that. So I'm calling upon our leadership in this country, you know, from now henceforth, that let us invest in health. Anuma kanu mugwa masaa kama tuko atembe nondo wa kuinvest chao in healthcare. Kana mugwa ni ambulance. To our visitors here, we have a small problem in Machakos because before our mothers used to be carried by a wheelbarrow to be taken to hospital. And in Ukambani, if you're carried by a wheelbarrow and taken to hospital, you die. You know, see what to wheelbarrows. And so we bought ambulances. And as a result of our ambulances now, a lot of mothers have had their children born. Now, the small crisis, I got called the other day by the National Registration Bureau. They told me we have a problem in Machakos because a lot of kids being born in Machakos now are being called Alfred Mutua. Nikasema sio wangu, they are not mine. They said no, they are called Alfred Mutua because they are born after, you know, they were ferried. The mothers used to give birth on the roadside, used to give birth at home, and some died. Now they are giving birth in good, clean hospitals after being ferried by what they called Alfred Mutua's ambulances. So it's all about investment in healthcare and being able to change our lives. I do believe, from a policy perspective, that it is possible in our country to provide universal healthcare, even without the NHIF and these other things that are being put together. As counties today, we're already paying salaries of our health workers. We're already taking care of basic items. We just need additional money to be able to provide medicine and other curative items that are required, preventive items. 1 billion shillings per county, which is about 57 billion per county a year, would be enough to provide universal health care. Tried and tested here in Machakos. We don't need complicated formulas. It is very simple. Fund the counties with the existing monies, alafu waongezea another 1 billion shillings per county, wanunue madawa, wanunue gloves, kila kitu ikuwe iko sambamba, and then people get 100% free treatment. And then now we put money into research and other factors that will ensure that things move well. So that is where we're moving on. It's a policy decision. WHO has said that we need to have health facilities within 5 kilometers. Is it 5 kilometers of population? We've had this this idea of just concentrating on the big centers. In Machakos, we've tried to put health facilities everywhere so that we have health facilities across, as close to our people as possible. We are not there yet, but that's where we are getting. And I urge our colleagues everywhere, and the incoming governors that are coming in here in Machakos, Engineer Maliti, when he takes over, and other places, when others take over, we urge you to invest in ensuring that our people get facilities, small facilities that are manned and everything. But this calls for the control of budget and Ministry of Finance, through the support of Ministry of Health, of redesignation. We need to redesignate the health services from being, recurrent to development. Because when you do recurrent, you say only spend that 4%, it makes it very, very difficult for us to employ. Makes it very, very, whether mentally hapa juu weko sawa, whether they are okay. Because some of them are not okay, my friends. Some of them are not okay. The way they are dividing this country, kutukanana, kudanganyana, they are not okay. We need a country that is together. We need nchi ambayo iko na umoja, because politics will come and go, but we'll all remain here. So my experts, doctors who are here, please prepare yourselves so that we are going to push. Ndio wakuje kwenu hapo, wapimwe vichwa, waangaliwe kama wako sawa. So that the ones who are not okay, and we know a few, I have a list here, a few who are not okay should not be allowed to run because they are going to ruin this country and not do much. Alafu waangaliwe wengine pia, whether they have a gene, now we can do gene therapy of doing development, because others just have a gene of playing politics and poverty. They don't have a gene to do development, because now our young people are jobless. Our mothers want more credit to do work. Our people want roads. That cannot be done. Want more credit to do work. Our people want roads. That cannot be done by a politician who doesn't know how to do development, who doesn't know how to work. We need to change the mentality of our people. And second last, let me warn politicians at this particular time, especially in the next 3 days. You know, Kenyan politics is not to be trusted. Kenyan political parties are not to be trusted. Just the way we have to be very careful of TB, we have to be very careful of political parties. In the next few days, people are registering for political parties so that they can be able to vie for political office. And as it has happened many years ago, and it will happen again this time, watu watachezewa karata. So I'm asking our Kenyans who are running for office to be very careful. Be extremely careful about the political party you go to. Uangalie kama utachujwa kwa hiyo nomination, because some parties have already given away their certificates to some people, and you'll be left out and you'll be locked in. So be very, very careful. Or if you have problems, please just come to Maendeleo Chap called celebration of TB for awareness and all those things, so that you can be able to move together as a country. The figures are not very encouraging that I've had. We're not doing well in Machakos, we're not doing well in Kenya. So we need to improve, but we'll be able to do it by working together. And for me, I can assure you, let me give you a promise to Kenyans. Mimi nataka kuambia promise. I'm a believer in healthcare. I was given the award of the best governor in Africa because of healthcare. I went to Lagos and got that award because of healthcare. Na mimi nikiwa hapo na baba, the incoming president, kwa uwezo wa Mwenyezi Mungu, Raila Amolo Odinga na Azimio la Umoja, I will ensure that the incoming government will put more money than the 7% that is in healthcare, so that we can meet the targets. Kwa hivyo serikali ya Azimio la Umoja litaweka pesa kwa healthcare. We increase it 10-12%. We get closer to 15%, so that the gains that we have made are not lost. So that whatever President Day-Kenyatta has done so far, and the good works that he has done, can be carried on, especially in the field of healthcare. Please feel at home in Machakos. When you leave, visitors who are here, please musingie magari, don't get into your cars and go back to Nairobi. No. Please go to T-Tot here, go to Peter Mulei's, go to a few places here and eat our big chapatis and leave some money here. You know, even if your car does not require any petrol, please refuel it in Machakos. Leave the money here in Machakos. Don't take it back to Nairobi. Let our economy grow. Spend a few hours here. Our people of Machakos are very good people, hospitable people. We are people of peace. And we love unity. That is why we are all in Ukambani, we are in Azimio la Umoja, because we love unity and peace and stability. So karibuni sana. And I'm very pleased at this time to invite our good friend from USAID to give us a quick response, and thereafter our colleague from WHO, and then I'll come and do a closing remark. Karibu, welcome.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Honorable Governor, Dr. Alfred Mutua. I'll skip all of the other introductions as I know we're behind time, so all protocols observed. I'll give a couple of quick remarks just in response to the comments so far. First of all, I'd just like to really thank all of the previous speakers, including those from civil society and the TB champions. I think your stories are really remarkable and give us hope that TB is something that we can overcome in Kenya. And as many speakers have said, tuberculosis has devastating health, social, and economic consequences here in Kenya. TB is one of the leading causes of morbidity and mortality, and in 2020, TB infected 139,000 Kenyans, and 33,000 people died from TB, which is nearly twice the number of Kenyans who have died from AIDS-related causes during the same period. Last year, the US government funded programs to help identify and treat over 77,000 patients with life-saving TB medications. And I'll quickly tell a story about one of those patients. Victor is a father, a 50-year-old father of 6 children, who had been experiencing chest pains